Hello, beautiful human. Welcome back to Shidu Tarot, my wonderful, beautiful person. And I got the idea to do this reading when I did the Taurus soul session for March on my other channel, Tarot Therapy. If you are a new person that doesn't know about tarot therapy, so I'm going to do this reading because my staff totally suggested. They're like, wouldn't it be funny if on your other channel if you only read for Taurus? And I was like, that would be so freaking lit. So this is a love reading that I'm doing just for people who are Tauruses. And I mean, if you're dating a Taurus and you're a cross watcher, that's cool too. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I might bring cross watchers only over here just for Tauri. I'm a double Taurus, by the way, my sun and my moon in the 12th house. So I'm an extra weirdo. You know what I'm saying? But this is a reading for love. I'm going to pull from a bunch of different decks, and then I think I'm going to throw my dice as well to get some more insights into who it is that we're talking about here. But we're going to start with an overall energy and then hop into the tarot, my friend. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to go ahead and say, because over here, readings are timeless. You know what I'm saying? We're not just thinking about what month we're in. I'm thinking about when people find this dagnabbit son of a gun. So whenever you find it, it's important. All right. So let's see. First card out, we have Have you asked your angels to help you with this? Your angels want to help you with the situation. However, they require your permission before they can intervene in your free will choices. This is absolutely true. And not just for angels, but also with your guides, right? So this is pretty much telling me in the fact that this, because, y'all, I just be putting decks together because I just be feeling like it. But this is one of the decks that I put a bunch of Doreen's cards together with. And I know the back of this is angel answers. So go ahead and ask like a yes or no question, or a question period, because they're not all yeses and nos, but just ask a question. But with this card coming out of saying, have you asked your angels to help you with this? It lets me know that whoever it is that this reading is for someone that has a lot of questions on their mind. Like you're wondering what's going on, how do they feel, and things of the sort. So go ahead and ask a question now, and let's see what this says. Pause me if you haven't formulated the question yet. You know what I'm saying? If you're just listening, cleaning your kitchen, run across the room. Hurry up. Pause me. Okay. All right. I'm going to give you a few more seconds. All right. Ask your question. Answer is, choose a new direction. Child. What is really going on? I feel like I want to pick two more. So, child, look, pay attention to red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Here's the dealio. What this is looking like for me, my Taurus people, when it comes to whatever this romantical type of situation is, the first thing coming out of the gate is, have you asked your angels? Have you asked spirit? Have you asked your guide team in reference to this particular situation, right? So that's step number one. If you have not done that already. So this is something that you may need spiritual clarity on. So that means you could watch this entire reading and still feel no ways about what it is that I'm saying if you already have a stance on how it is that you feel, right? But literally with choosing a new direction and pay attention to red flags, it's more or less letting me know that whatever situation you guys are in is not necessarily ideal. But from my understanding of how this whole spiritual thing works, you can watch tarot readings. You can go to a psychic. You can go to, a shaman, guru, whatever. You can even go to the oracle at Delphi. All right. But regardless of what is said, we don't make shifts or changes or alter the course of our path unless we have that inner inspiration. But I feel that whoever this reading is for, whatever Taurus this reading is for, it's difficult for you to get that insight, right? Like that inner insight, because I don't think that you're aware that you have to give your guides or your angels, ancestors, whatever your belief system is, permission in order to be able to intervene on your behalf, because they can't violate your free will, right? So the next card that we have out is unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Next card. Oh, wait, hold on. Ask your question, because it's another angel answer. Okay, so it says reconsider. So everything about this so far, my beautiful Taurians, is saying that the situation that you guys are in, as far as a romantic connection is concerned, that it's looking to me that this is not the place where you need or want to be, because you and this person are not equally yoked, right? And I don't really feel that it has anything to do necessarily with you in particular. You know what I'm saying? It's just more or less that there's things with this person where you didn't necessarily come into this with, asking spirit or your guides or whatever, your spiritual team, for guidance, right? And there has been things, right? If you would give them permission, they would tell you, okay, let's probably pick another direction here. But because you didn't, there's been signs that have been telling you like, whoa, this is probably not the most ideal thing. The why that is because this person isn't capable of, loving you the way that you desire to be loved. And of course, period, at the end of the sentence, it's saying reconsider. Now, the next card that we have out is Angel, and it says spiritual guidance and protection from harm. So with this particular situation, you guys are Gucci, right? So like, even though you haven't given your guides and spiritual team permission, it's like you've still been protected. I feel that's what those red flags are. Then we have Unicorn. Come on, autofocus. You were doing so good, my girl. You were doing so good. And it says, use your intuition to make beneficial changes. Child, look. And then we have Barrel. I don't know if my autofocus is going to work. Okay, sort of, kind of, a little bit. This says, you feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. Dude, legit. I feel for you guys in some sense or another, and especially why it is that you would be watching this reading is because in some sense or another, you feel that something's kind of off kilter, right? With this particular situation that you're in, something isn't quite right. You know what I mean? But over on my other channel, I was speaking about the energy that all of us are in at present in the collective. And we're coming to like a crossroads, right? Where we're needing to be single-minded and to put 10 toes to the ground and stand for something, right? So all of the things in our life that are no longer, pouring into us, those are the things that we should cut out, right? Because if something isn't adding to you, it's taking away. And I feel with you guys in particular, why it is that you'd even be watching this reading in the first place is because I feel that there's some sense of dissension with you all where you're not really tapping into your intuition. And I feel that, because you're not and you're protected literally from your angels, guides, ancestors, whatever the case, right? It's like them knowing, oh, they don't know that we need permission to intervene, right? So they've been giving you all kinds of signs and synchronicities, like through your experiences, to get you to understand what's happening here. But from this point forward, why it is you came to this reading in the first place, why it is that you're listening, you know what I'm saying? Something you would resonate with is the fact that there's this sense of like imbalance, right? And it's pretty much telling you, one, to give them permission, two, to listen to your intuition. So let's go ahead and jump into the tarot and see what's going on here. We have the Page of Wands. And this deck, this card is interesting because it talks about an unlikely match. It's two people who are together that no one would ever necessarily think should be together. You know what I mean? So it's like two polar opposites. But at the same time, what it is that is driving this is desire, right? It's wanting to go in the direction of what's fulfillment for you. So looking at this specifically from the perspective of my Taurian person, this is someone like, and if you're familiar with tarot, then you know that well, not tarot, but Doreen Virtue. She has a card in her romance angels that's your soulmate may differ from your usual type. That's kind of the vibe I get with the Page of Wands in this particular deck. So I feel for you guys, this is a person that you're interested in that may be vastly different from you. You know what I mean? Maybe you got that card at a reading before and you're like, oh, they're different. Maybe they're the one. You know what I'm saying? But it's something with you guys that's vastly different between the two. I would say like polar opposites, literally. You know what I mean? And I mean, this could be a myriad of different things. It could be your heights, it could be your weights, it could be your nationality, it could be, you know, the way that you dress, your socioeconomic status. It could be a myriad of different things. But what it is that draws the two of you together is like this passion and desire that you have for this particular person, right? Now, the next card that we have is the World in the reverse. So, of course, this speaks to fixed sign energy. That's Taurus, that's Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo. And when I see the world in the reverse, this is all about unfinished business. So the first thing that kind of comes to me about this Taurus, this literally would be a past life kind of situation, or this could be someone from your past where everything started quickly and ended quickly. So there could have been like some ghosting that happened here, but it started quickly and it ended quickly. And I feel that there was some sense of like a curiosity that you had of why it is that things ended. And that's what brought you back to this person, that in this passion that exists between the two of you, and feeling like you never really had the opportunity to see like where this could go or what this could grow into, right? The next card that we have is the Emperor in the reverse. And of course, that's Aries energy. I don't like the Emperor in the reverse because that gives me like hella narky vibes. So this is someone who is very self-absorbed, very self-serving, someone who's very focused on money and career. You know what I mean? A person who has a tendency to utilize people that they're in partnerships with as like trophy wives, trophy girlfriends, you know, trophy husband, you know, trophy boyfriend type of vibes. So it's kind of like you're there to stand there and to look pretty, right? But it's like they're so concerned about what's going on with them and what they have going on that you're almost there as a prop. And I hate to say it like that, dude, but it's people like this have a tendency to objectify people because if they are kind of teetering on the narky side of things, it's like you being in their life is a representation of themselves. You know what I mean? So they're less concerned about your personal feelings or what you have going on or anything like that. They're more concerned about what it is that you contribute, you know, to them overall, you know? So this person is very self-absorbed, I have to say. But I feel that there's a lesson that's intended to be learned. I feel that's the whole reason why this whole Page of Wands energy exists. So whether this is someone like from your past that has come back, or this is a person that you just met in this particular life, it says to me that you guys have unfinished business from your past. And this person, if you just met them, this person would be an embodiment of a lesson that Taurus has not learned from you guys past, right? So it almost feels like, you know, that whirlwind, and God forbid if we're talking about like love bombing and stuff, meaning like you met this person, everything took off fast, and it's like y'all were, you know, very sexually attracted to each other, and it's like being caught up in this emotional whirlwind, but then all of a sudden everything just kind of halts. And the why that would be is because this person, it's like they're not invested into the situation because it's like they're already in a relationship with themselves, if that's making sense. But it's also, okay, that's too many cards, but it's also saying to me that there's a level of emotional unavailability because this person is so fixated on themselves or work or whatever it is that they're invested in something outside of you. So they're not able to pour into you the way that you guys may be pouring into this situation. Now, the next card that we have is the Knight of Wands in the reverse. And that gives me Playboy vibes. Like, this is kind of like a hit it and quit it kind of person. So like how I was saying, the vibes that I had of, all of this kind of being an emotional whirlwind, and all of a sudden everything just kind of halts, like it's not moving forward, it's kind of stuck in this place. It's all because of the mindset this person is in. Now, the other way that we could look at this is that things took off quickly, right? So not necessarily saying that they're like, female whore or a man whore, right? It's just the fact that you guys were like overcome by passion and the possibility of things, and they just kind of stagnated out, if that's making sense. So, but I feel looking at both of these being wand cards and then being a page and a knight, that says to me that it's an immature level. You know what I'm saying? It's an immature level where it's really just like lust and desire, if you will. Then we have the Three of Wands here. So in some sense or another, there's a desire for you wanting this to move forward. Like you want this to turn into something. You want this to be like your end all be all, if you will. But we have the Nine of Wands. This is a lot of freaking fire energy. So there's a lack thereof of vulnerability, right? And with this falling under the Emperor in the reverse, it's like this is a person who legit, in the very literal sense, is emotionally unavailable. Like this person has a fear of intimacy. They fear being vulnerable. They fear opening up, right? So the reason why things kind of halted is because this person is almost, how could I say it? I can hear it in my head, I just can't get it out of my mouth. It's like, I'm just gonna say it the way that I know to say it. It's like they're ill-equipped. It's another word my guys were telling me, but I just could not formulate the word. It's like I'm like I can totally see the word in my head, but it just can't come out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? But this person is ill-equipped. Oh, that's the word, inept. Like this person is emotionally inept, right? Because they're very much concerned with their image and how other people see them, and working to get money that also, contributes to how it is that people see them. So this is a person who's extremely self-absorbed, and them being so self-absorbed, it's like, it's almost like a thing where, like I say, trophy girlfriend type of vibes. It's like they're going to pay attention to you when it's beneficial for them. But when it comes to this reciprocity that you're looking for with this Three of Wands, the desire to move forward into something like in a, like, a relationship that progresses into something, the thing that's blocking that is this fear of being vulnerable and open. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's interesting that there's so much fire energy here. And that's not necessarily a good sign because we don't have any cups yet, because it's saying that the basis of this relationship, it has a lot to do with passion, desire, and like lust, right? So whether it's like, lust of the flesh, meaning like five senses type of stuff, like the person's very attractive, or they have lots of money, you know what I'm saying? And then we have the Six of Pentacles. So that's really what you're desiring that is lacking here. You know what I mean? It's like for what it is that you're putting in as far as time, effort, and energy is concerned, I feel that you guys have the whole, sexual attraction, desire thing down pat, but it's like something is kind of off kilter that's not allowing it to move forward. And that's really speaking to this love being unrequited, right? It's the fact that what it is that you're desiring or what it is that you're putting in, this person isn't reciprocating what it is that you're putting in. But I can see with this Three of Wands falling in the middle of the spread, it's like you're still holding out hope that this grows into something more than it's been. You know what I'm saying? Or what it is at this present moment. Because it's like you guys are kind of stuck in this holding pattern. The next card that we have is the Seven of Cups and the reverse. So there's the potential that you guys can see clearly what's happening here. But I think what's required here, guys, Like this unicorn card says, using your intuition, because now we got some cups. So we're talking about, intuitive feeling energy. There's a need for you to tap into a level of self-honesty here, because I feel your desire of what it is that you want this to be, or what you desire this to be, you know what I mean? Or this very immature, lusty kind of energy, like, opposites attract kind of vibes. It's like you have to come out of agreement with that, or to kind of rub your eyes clear to see that there's no movement here. Like there is no reciprocity. You're pouring more into this than this person is pouring into you. You guys have been stuck in this cycle. There's no clear insight that this is going anywhere. And if you're really honest about this person, everything always revolves around them and what's beneficial to them. You know what I'm saying? And that this person isn't really truly opening up to you on a heart level. Now, the next card that we have is the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. So there's a need for self-love here. And I have to say this, Taurus, on both sides. If we look at this in the sense of like laws of attraction type of stuff, right? And like us attracting what we are, it's like the two of you would be two sides of one coin, right? Not saying that you're narky and self-absorbed, but it's like you're very self-sacrificial. It's like, because you want this Three of Wands, it's like you want this future, you want this forward movement, you want this progression, you want this hope of what could potentially be in the future based on very, lusty external type of things. And I'm not just saying lust in the sense of like sexuality, but lust in the sense of, this person with the emperor being here, they could be a celebrity, they could be, a politician, they could have lots of money, they could be well respected, they could be a CEO. You know what I'm saying? And it's more or less like this fantasy, right? Of the 7 of Cups and the reverse. You feel what I'm saying? It's this fantasy of what it is that you're desiring, and it's neglecting the reality of the red flags that are existing here, because we're talking about a person who's very much focused on themselves, right? We're talking about a person who hits you up and calls you when they need something or they need you for something. A person who's very overly critical about how it is that you look, and them wanting you to be like the picture of perfection on some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that they're not being open and vulnerable, and it's questionable if this person even really has your best interest at heart. And with this 10 of Pentacles and the reverse, it may make you question your own personal worth and value. You know what I mean? But it's this hope of, yeah, they haven't been reciprocating. Like, yes, the only thing that we do is sleep together, right? No, we don't have a title, but whatever the case, right? And it's like, I'm having hope because they still come around. You know what I mean? They still call me, they still, whatever. But it's like what you're wanting, which is a future, something that grows. This person can't give you that because they're not emotionally available, right? So what you've been waiting for to happen with this world in the reverse, it hasn't, right? Because the only thing that's happening here is like a physical sexual connection. There's a lack thereof of vulnerability. And the only thing that's really keeping you here is hope that this will shift and change. But at the root of this, with this 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, we're talking about, like I was saying, two sides of one coin. It's like the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse speaks to a mirror effect, but upright, it's talking about self-love, right? Like loving yourself so much that it becomes your own personal religion and it's the standard, right? So you, in essence, are looking for like your abundance in your ideal relationship is you falling in love with someone who loves you as much as you already love yourself. But with this being in the reverse, it's saying to me that these are two people that are mirror reflecting each other, which is why I say two sides of one coin, that aren't loving themselves. You know what I'm saying? You have one person who's very superficial, that's looking for validation or temporary sense of self-love in the external world. You have another person who's hoping to be picked or chosen, right? In order for them to get their sense of validation and self-love, right? And I feel for both my Taurians and whoever this is talking about, that with this world in the reverse, this has been a perpetual cycle, right? Which brings this back to childhood, right? That the definition of love has been one in which it's unrequited, like a love in which you don't get what it is that you're desiring, and it's kind of a contingency plan. It's like, I'm not getting what I want right now, but one day out there, somewhere in the future, right, I'll get what it is that I'm hoping for, you know? And that's not ideal, because looking at you guys' overall energy, this is a person that's ill equipped to give you what it is that you're desiring, right? So it's almost kind of like trying to get blood from a turnip, but I feel deep down inside you guys know this already. The only thing that is kind of keeping you in this situation is a hope, right? But it's a hope that has no tangible evidence, right? Which is why, like I said, you can watch this reading, but I feel like this would be a hard pill to swallow. And I feel that's why your overall energy started out with, have you asked your angels for help with this? So there's a need for you guys to give your angels, guides, ancestors, whatever it is that you believe in, permission to intervene on your behalf. And there's a need for you to attune to your own intuition in reference to this, because I feel like part of you like knows this already, but there's also a part of you that really doesn't want to accept it. You know what I'm saying? Now, at the bottom of you guys' deck, good Lord, we have the Four of Swords, and this is all about withholding. You know what I'm saying? It's withholding sex, it's withholding love, it's withholding communication. It's someone who distances themselves from you. You know what I mean? That kind of leaves you wondering. And if that's the state, because of course, bottom of the deck is talking about why all of this is happening. And it's like, why you guys literally would be watching this reading, because we're speaking about a person who's taken a step back and has kind of distanced themselves, which would be what caused all of this to come to a screeching halt. And it's not understanding why it is that happened, right? But if we're talking about a person who would be reciprocating, wanting to be in a relationship, things such as this do not happen. You feel what I'm saying? And I hope and pray that that is making sense, my beautiful humans. So that has been your reading. I'm going to go ahead and throw my little dice here to see if we can get any additional insights as far as signs are concerned with the person that you're dealing with. And if I can find my little initial cards. We have Libra and we have Taurus. Child, look. So that person may have Libra and or Taurus in their chart. And I'm looking for my initial cards and I don't know where they are. Oh, there they are. I really need to make these look prettier. Please don't judge me, because I literally wrote these with a marker on index cards. So first initial that we have, oh child, we have D as in David, or as in the D. We have V as in Victor, and we have C as in cat. So this could be one or all of these could be in their first, middle, or last. I don't know why. Oh, I was gonna say, I don't know why I need to do 4, but then more of them fell out. So wow, I have 2 V's in here. So we have another V, cosine. We have F as in Frank. We have O as in Oscar, and we have X as in xylophone. And I like to make words with my letters. So we have fox. You know what I'm saying? We have doc. We have do. We have of. I just like to do this because I'm just really goofy. You know what I'm saying? I don't think FOD is a word, but it should be because it sounds pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if someone has the nickname Zoe, or it's XO by, Beyonce, but your guides are just telling you to do it. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, that's been your reading. Let me know what you think in the comments. And, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I love your face. And I'll see you guys on the next video.